All right, folks, we are back for another episode of Elden Ring here, and a very special one at that. Let's get right to the chase. We killed Radagon and the Elden Beast last time, so now here we are with the decision of what ending to go with, and we are going to choose all of them. If you want to know how, basically, if you go to your basically users, app data, roaming, Elden Ring, right? You'll find a folder with a bunch of numbers, and then if you go into that folder, you'll find some files that end in .sl2. If you copy those over, right, then you can keep those somewhere else, and then that's your save file, basically. You can pick an ending, and then replace this file, and then pick another ending, and then replace this file, and pick another ending, right? Every time. So that's what we're going to do. We're probably going to also, at the very end of this, actually not finish. We're going to replace this save file right here. I've already copied it over. I'm going to replace it to before we've done this. We'll do the DLC when it comes out, and then we'll finish off this character. But for now, this is Ranni's, and then we have every other goal. We have, but the only ending we're not going to get in this video is going to be the Frenzied Flame one. I'm sure there's lots, if you'd like to see that one, there's lots of ones out there. But yeah, I have every other mending room. Let's get to it. We're going to do each ending, reload, talk about them a bit, and then reload. Yeah, so mending, that's the sort of the bog standard one, perfect order, death prince, fell curse. I guess I'll do them in order, and then I want to do Ranni last because I think it's my personal favorite. So sure, let us begin with just the bog standard ending here. Okay, mend the Elden Ring. This is your regular ending if you don't do any of the side quests. America's shattered skull there. I'm just gonna let these rock for the most part here. I do enough yapping as is. We'll just we'll let the cutscenes play out.
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall an age of fracture.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Right? Nice sort of bog standard ending there. Age of Fracture, right? It is a little bit, yeah. I mean, we are sort of King of the Ashes. It feels like, right? Like, who are we? We're Elden Lord, but like the world. I mean, the capital's completely gone. Most things that were kind of kept alive, sort of falsely, through the fact that death and like the rune of death just wasn't even present in the world. Like, death wasn't the concept that was in the world, right? A lot of those things have since died with the reintroduction of death. So like, most of the demigods are all gone or dead, right? A lot of the NPCs are dead at this point. Most of the random little old guys, for example, walking around to be dead. It's weird. We're Elden Lord, but what does that even mean, right? It really does feel like it is kind of fitting. They're just sitting there. It feels like it is kind of like the King of the Ashes ending, right? I guess a lot of these are going to be like that. No, I don't want to start New Game Plus. Not that it matters. Again, we're going to replace the save here. But yeah, it's an interesting. It's interesting. Like, I guess there is not really. It's not a sad ending. It's not a happy ending for sure, though, right? Okay, yeah, we'll be back. I'll pause here and I'll be back with the next ending here, which will probably be, I think, Golden Order, if I remember correct. And look at that, right back here. Again, right, just use copy your save file from app data roaming, right? And then you make sure you put it in there. Once every single time you do an ending, right, you move the file somewhere safe, Then you bring it back, and you'll be right back to where you were before you went with the ending. So yes, Mending Rune of the Perfect Order indeed up next. So what differs this time? There's the extra rune that we put on it there, you see? Oh. Is that a brighter glow, or am I tripping? Okay, what do you have to say for me, Mr. Narrator, man?
The fallen leaves tell a story of how a tarnished became Elden Lord in our home across the fog, the lands between.
I feel like the Erd Tree is definitely brighter in this one, right? It's shining gold again.
Our seed will look back upon us and recall the age of order.
Interesting. Nothing outwardly like that different. Besides, I mean, obviously the trees glowing brighter, right? And the narrator hits you with some slightly different lines there, but overall seems relatively similar. All right. I mean, I guess we can maybe read about. Does the Mending Rune itself have any info for us? A rune of transcendental ideology which will attempt to perfect the Golden Order. The current imperfection of the Golden Order, or instability of the ideology, can be blamed upon the fickleness of the gods, no better than men. That is the fly in the ointment. So is the idea here that the Golden Order will separate itself from, it'll become like an atheistic sort of society? Weird. Again, though, they're all like dead. Maybe there's more people left in the lands between than I'm giving it credit for, but interesting. All right, well, these two upcoming here are the ones that are going to be a little bit more interesting, I think, right? Just because they're straying from the normal path a little bit here. So let's see. I'll be back with the Mending Rune of the Death Prince. All right, here we are doing the time warp again. Right back on Fractured America here. Yeah, Mending Rune of the Death Prince. I'm not excited for the Dung Eater one, by the way. I hope the Dung Eater one is where I really do hope that it's just like him sitting in the chair and the dialogue is different. Like the visuals and the audio effects and things for everything about the Dung Eater quest line were just, ugh. But we're not there yet. Death Prince. Yeah, with notably the two half centipedes there, right? The one from Ranni and Ranni's old Empyrean body, and the one from Godwin. Mending Rune of the Death Prince there. Let's see. I know I said I wasn't going to talk over the cutscenes, by the way. I mean, there's nothing to talk over here. Once this guy hops in, I'll be quiet.
The fallen leaves tell a story.
Oh.
Of how a tarnished became Elden Lord in our home across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall the age of the duskborn.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, so like everyone is just like, because it's. Hey, let's read about the rune. Let's read about the rune because before I speculate too much here. My lore knowledge is not super good, by the way, but from what I've gathered from this playthrough, I've been paying a lot more attention this time. Formed of the two Halbrand half-wheels, yeah. So again, the one on Ranni, the one on Godwin. It will embed the principle of life within death into order. The Golden Order was created by confining destined death. Thus, the new order will be one of death restored. Life within death. So that means, is everyone just undead now? Is that what happens? That'll be my guess, right? Because a lot of those who live in death are the skeletons, like the weird zombie people they have to hit twice to like knock down, right? So interesting. It looked way gloomier, right? It looked horrible, for sure. Yeah, I'm starting to realize a lot of people will talk about how it feels like Ranny's ending is like the only. Like some people, I mean, it's very debatable, right? But some people talk about how it feels like the only good ending, right? I wonder. For now, though, let us be back with the mending rune of the shit king in a second here. All right, back once again for the one that I am the least excited about, the visual imagery of. But I think hopefully they've all just been, you know, slightly different coloring on the Erd tree and some different dialogue here. That's what I play. I hope nothing more. This is one of the ones where I'm kind of glad that the endings are a little bit samey visually. I just don't want to think about it. I just don't want to think about what a proper visual interpretation of this would look like. Yeah, but there's the little poop stain that we have added onto it there. I'm sure that'll be just fine. Why would you ever do this, man? Like, who does this on purpose? It's like, yeah, this is the ending that I want. This is the good ending.
The fallen leaves tell a story
This is the
of
grossest
how
one yet.
a tarnished became Elden Lord. In our home, across the fog, the lands between. Our seed will look back upon us and recall the reviled curse that defined our age. The blessing of despair.
Okay. Luckily, no real big visual indications of what exactly that curse is, but yeah, definitely still very Not that was you turned the entire world into one big toilet. Incredible. What does the rune say about this one? The reviled curse will last eternally, and the world's children, grandchildren, and every generation hence will be its pustules. If order is defiled entirely, defilement is defilement no more, and for every curse, a cursed blessing. Hate that. And then just like, you know, thinking about what the Dung Eater does to people normally, if that's what the curse is, this is, yeah, we've turned the world into weird, like, shit, rape, hell, to be honest. I don't even know if I can say that, but, you know, I'm saying it. Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Cool. Back with the most interesting one, the one where the most things are different in a second here with Randy's ending. So we will be back in a sec for that. All right, yeah, Randy's ending will be the last one we do for this video here. I actually so the frenzied flame, if you're curious about that, the decision point for that is way earlier, before you even burn the tree at the forge of the fire giants. So honestly, we have some time before the DLC comes out here. The DLC should be coming out in, I believe, 16 days, roughly, from when this video goes live. I might just do another playthrough real quickly where we just, like, try to beat the game as fast as we feasibly can while getting the Frenzied Flame ending, because I am curious about seeing that, too. You got some time to fill. For now, though, let us summon Ranny for the final and most interesting, at least, in my opinion, ending of the video game. Why mend the Elden Ring at all? My wife? Hello?
The battle is over, I see.
Four of her hands. Picking it up there.
I do solemnly swear to every living being and every living soul. Now cometh the age of the stars. 1,000-year voyage under the wisdom of the moon. Here beginneth the chill night that encompasses all, reaching the great beyond. Into fear, doubt, and loneliness, as the path stretcheth into darkness. Well then, shall we? My fair consort eternal.
Interesting. Rennie does mention several times when you're doing her questline that she wants to rid the world of all that came before, right? She completely, like, the Elden Ring is, like, the whole idea, that whole Statue of America is just gone when she does that, right? So, I suppose, and she said, you know, 1,000-year journey, I think she, like, again, happy ending is a question mark. It's happier for the Tarnished, you know, he gets to go off with his little doll wife and live an infinite life together or something. But, yeah, it seems like it almost destroys, like, the entirety of life as it currently exists in the world, right? And, like, remakes... It's almost like the Armored Core 6 true ending, if you're familiar with that, like, in a way. Like, it remakes humanity into, like, this weird collective across the stars or something? I'll be honest, I'm unfamiliar. I don't fully understand, but... Interesting, regardless. That is definitely the ending where the most stuff is different, right? We don't have any rune to read about. We just kind of have all of our discussions with Ranni so far in the playthrough, right? And he just mentions, again, she mentions ridding the world of all that came before. Regardless, that is all of the endings, at least besides the Frenzied Flame, which is a different thing. But yeah, I hope this, if you guys have so far, if you haven't played the video game yet or something like that, this is, if you haven't gotten all of the endings at the very least, here's a nice easy way for you to do so. And I guess yeah, the last thing that we are going to do before the DLC comes out, maybe not the last, depending on how long it takes, but at least one of the things we're going to do to fill time between this and the DLC coming out right now is I'm going to try to do another run with, maybe we do go to Journey 2. No, I'll probably just start a completely new character. Maybe we'll do like a Dex build or something like that. You know, do another run and just see if we can, how fast we can feasibly beat the game while getting the Frenzied Flame ending over the next few days here. Now, if we have a little bit of time after that, we'll do like a randomizer or do something like that. We'll fill the time. But I do want to at least get to the Frenzied Flame ending at some point here. I've never gotten it before, and I'm interested. That is going to do it for now, though. As always, you guys made it this far in the video. I would, a couple of things for you here before you head on your merry way. I have a Discord, link in the description down there. You can talk about Elden Ring, you can talk about, it's mainly a Grand Blue focused channel, you can talk about that as well. Just in general, though, it's just a nice community. People talk about card games, gacha games, music, art, whatever the hell you want in there. So I encourage you to join, but be nice, or I will ban your ass. Okay? Well, I'm going to shoot you right in the head if you're not nice. For number 2, I mean, just general YouTube stuff, you know how it is. Subscribe, hit the bell, all that would be greatly appreciated. Obviously, it does make a difference. That's why I ask. It does make a difference. It helps out a lot. The bell also could be helpful to you. You know, I put out 3 videos every single day, so if you want to stay up to date, the bell could help you. Instead of having to go through and filter through yourself, you can get notified and only watch the stuff that is the most interesting to you. Also, I stream on Twitch, link in the description down there if you want to come by and hang out, watch the streams, think you'll enjoy yourself. Otherwise, if you want to drop a follow or something like that, I would greatly appreciate it. Link in the description down there if I didn't mention it already. And most importantly, though, for the last thing, I hope you guys had a great time hanging out today. As always, I know I sure did. Elden Ring, that is the end of this playthrough for all intents and purposes. I'm going to roll this back. This will be the character that we take into the DLC. So I'm going to roll this back again. We'll be right in front of the stone front Statue of America there when we finally do, when the DLC does come out. But yeah, we will decide on our final ending based on what we learn in the DLC, if anything has changed our mind about it, right? That is going to do it for now, though. I'm having a lot of fun with Elden Ring. Tomorrow, we start our new run to try and get the Frenzied Flame ending as fast as possible. But until then, I will see you in the next one. Peace!